Hello, YouTube channel and all my potential followers. This is CP in the Philippines. I am currently missing out on one video from yesterday. Uh, yeah, I just got lazy, didn't do it. It's raining outside. The weather is beautiful, and yes. Um, to start off this video, I would like to thank everyone that stops by to watch my videos. I know it's kind of bland and boring because I'm just talking, but I'm just trying to introduce my experiences and my walk, and it may not be what everybody else might be seeking to understand, but again, if there's something you want to know, questions, don't hesitate to ask. I'm still currently living in a hotel right now, potentially looking for a small apartment for myself. So, and that's another thing in the Philippines. It's kind of difficult to find somewhere to live when you're actually looking. This place that I'm staying in is, for the price, it's pretty good for the month. So, but I go online to look for places. I've drove around looking for places to rent in this vicinity for right now, and it's very difficult. But also, if you go online like Facebook and you try to find a place on Facebook, it says to PM them, and again, here we call skin tax, depending on who messages the owner or the realtor or whoever's overseeing the property. Depends on how much you're being charged. Some places are not scamming people because they're foreigner, and it doesn't matter who you are, they still charge the same. But sorry, this rainy weather, yeah, it's got me really tired and sleepy. So so anyways, getting back to finding a place, I looked at this. It's funny because here in the Philippines, if you want to rent an apartment, they have. If you want to rent a house, they have. But they also will rent a room. It's not attached to anything. It's basically like a hotel room, but it's part of a house area. Some of them have their own restrooms in the Philippines. They call them CRs. Some don't. It's just a room, and you rent those for like 3,500 or 4,000 pesos for the month. Which is, if you're traveling around, those type of places are perfect for travelers. If you're just coming here for short term, 3,000 pesos is roughly 3,500 pesos is roughly about $54 for the month. So it's fairly cheap. And if anybody that comes in that's looking for more of a permanent home station, those types are the best. For those that are on a budget, or even if those that are not on a budget but just don't want to splurge on a whole lot of money on renting hotels. So what's good about this situation, if you have that housing like that, one of those rooms, and you rent those, say $50 a month, then if you travel around, you can stay in hotels because you can find those for less than $10-12. You can actually rent a hotel like that, and you still have a home base. You can keep all your belongings that you worried about getting stolen or whatever in that particular area, And or if you find a girl you can't get rid of, it happens. You can always dash to that area and just hide out. Joking. Uh, but yeah, that's what I wanted when I came here. I was just going to tour around, and I wanted a home base. I wanted somewhere that I can come back to and don't have to worry about nothing. I can leave food there. I can leave my clothes there. Stuff that I don't have to pack everywhere as I go when I travel. So something like that, like a room to rent. And if you started long terms, they have some that have like small kitchens or hot plates or like little cook stoves there, which makes it a lot more convenient. But food here is so cheap, 150 pesos and you get a whole meal. It's pretty good. I mean, the McDonald's here is has chicken. Sorry, again, the weather outside has fried chicken and rice, which is so crazy because they're fried chicken. Their spicy fried chicken is so good. I thought Jollibee chicken, and that's another chicken place, was really good. Now they have, if you like extreme hot chicken, go to Jollibee because their spicy chicken, and let me slow down. Their spicy chicken at Jollibee is spicy. Some places, some Jollibees are not as spicy, and some Jollibees are like crazy spicy, like sweating, nose running, and tearing. That's how spicy it's crazy. And then some are just mildly hot. So I like spicy. It doesn't matter how spicy. So, but anyways, getting back to the rooms to rent, it's fairly easy to find in certain areas that you're staying in. Establish an area to stay in, and like these big cities, they're going to charge you ridiculous prices. But if you go into these provinces and look, and something similar to or something close to the areas that you're wanting to explore, go outside of the city and look in the province areas for like a room to rent or a small condo or a small housing area. You can get those fairly cheap by the month, and overall, based on your budget and what you're looking to spend, just have an idea. Originally I went to Manila and it was okay, but man, coming to Negros and Oriental and the Dumaguete area, the whole travel around here is just stunning. It's just so beautiful with all the mountains and the beautiful blue seas. It's really beautiful. So just have an understanding when you get here and you try to find a place to stay in. And I know there's a ton of videos on Airbnbs and things like that, but again, if you're on a budget and you come here, I think differently. A lot of these people in here that do their videos, and I'm thinking I want a budget. I live on a set income. This is my max amount I can spend each month, and you tend to spend more because everything's so cheap. You don't realize how much you spend or how much. Basically, you'll give away a lot because I'm a nice guy, so I tend to buy food for people. I tend to, little change here, little change there, but it adds up over the month. So when you're on a budget, that cuts into your budget pretty fast. But if you decide to get here, look for those little small one room with your own CR, that's what you're gonna look for. Accommodations with a CR, which is a restroom for us. It doesn't have a shower like most. Some have water heaters, some don't, and it's not like the American restrooms or CRs. They don't have a central hot water heater or water heater, however you want to call it, in the primary part of the house, and then it circulates throughout the house. Each housing has its own doesn't have that. Doesn't have their own hot water heater. They have a little system that they run power to and run water to, and it creates warm water. It's pretty unique, and here in the Philippines, it's so hot. Generally, a lot of these people, they have water that comes into their house. The water is already warm, so that's why they use a tabo, and then they dip into a big bucket and dump over their heads, which is great because when you're hot and you come in from walking or running or whatever, you take that big bucket of water, pour it over your head. So nice. So, but like some of these restaurants and these apartments that you go to, that's all they have. You're like, where's the shower? Where's the shower? It'll be a bucket and a little scooper to dump the water over your head. That's the shower, which is okay. It's really different. You got to go through the whole experience, and if you want to come here and try to be like a Filipino, that is the way to be. To come here and live in one of those one bedroom properties, or it's just a room with a CR. Now I have this little kettle. They sell coffee makers, but it's harder to find coffee, like bean coffee. You can find it, but in bigger cities, but in rural areas and province areas, it's less likely to find. So you have these little packages of coffee. It's instant coffee. There's different types here. And that's what you use. So I bought that for here, and I have these big jugs of water. I have a jug here and a jug there, because their water's not filtered here. Matter of fact, a lot of times when I turn the water on in the CR or the restroom, the water's brown, and it's like a yellowish tint or orange tint. So there's a lot of copper in these grounds, and when they come through the water systems, a lot of metal in the ground, so when it comes through, it's not always clean. So don't drink the water. But try to find something that you can establish when you come here. Meet new people, and don't be afraid to talk to the Filipino people. Now, I talk to everybody. I kind of overshare, and like I do here. But again, my videos are raw and uncut, so I'm not an editor. I don't know much about editing. I'm actually probably not smart enough to do all that. But anyways, it's nice to have a better understanding on a poor man's thought. So come in, you get a room, and it's pretty convenient to have a room. I was thinking 3,000 pesos, and then you do the math to the dollar. But if you live on a budget, 3,000 pesos is quite a bit. It goes a long ways if you know how to use it right. Come in and get your motorcycle, and then find a room to rent, and you can do so much traveling because food's cheap. Now, if you're a guy that's just coming here for the ladies, and so you're gonna spend a lot more. But there's a lot of girls that like to eat cheap. They love street food, so that's their food. So you don't have to spend that much. Just, me, I'm not chasing tail. I wanna chase waterfalls and fishing areas and beautiful sceneries, architectural designs, things like that. The buildings here that are built, the woodwork. There's so much hand carving here that I've seen. A lot of furniture is built using some wood that we don't have in the U.S. that's extremely expensive there. But here it's just everywhere, and the wood here is a lot harder. I tried to build some stuff out of wood, and I used a drill and screw in the screw, and it just broke the screw off every screw. It was rough. I was trying to build a bed for a friend, and we were having a difficult time. One, the drill wasn't that good because it's all Chinese made stuff, and it's not like Chinese stuff in America, because Chinese stuff in America is 10 times better than the Chinese stuff you get here. Yeah. Anyways, so getting back to these rooms, as you travel around in different areas, you find a place you like, and It's close to the areas you want to travel and adventure to. And I've run into other YouTubers and people that say, I was in Cebu for a little bit and I traveled around. And I watched a few other videos and other YouTubers that are in the Philippines or Indonesia or different areas close by that do basically the same thing, but they're renting hotels. And again, I personally, I grew up on a farm, and I grew up hunting in the woods, so living in the woods, sleeping on the ground is no big deal for me. So basically, just think of this as a really nice camping trip, but Hawaii style. I said, I told someone, I said, the Philippines is like Hawaii on a budget. Your budget doesn't matter here because it's so cheap. Your flight here is expensive, and some things are expensive, but overall, it's the experience to be able to do what you can do on the amount of money that you have to do those things is so little. It's pennies on a dollar. So it's nice to be able to do those things here. And those that retire and their pension is like, you can live here on 900 USD. You can live here on 1,000. You can actually live here on 500 USD. But on those types of budgets, the outside kitchen you're gonna have, those bamboo huts with no aircon. Those are some sacrifices, some conveniences. If you just want to survive better, and people don't understand. People that are poor in the U.S. really struggle. People that are on low income in the U.S. extremely struggle. So, finding food and stuff in the U.S. is harder because you're spending so much money, even at the grocery store. But here, there's little vending places, little sari stores, and there's a lot of fresh vegetables and fruits that are sold everywhere on the side of the road. And then you can get those type of things, but the foods are limited. So if you come here on a budget, depending on how you want to budget, it depends on how you're going to live. $900 here, you can actually live extremely well. Most of the Filipino people live on 30,000 pesos, which is 500? No, 500. It's whatever the peso is to the dollar now. I'd have to do the math because to divide the money up, but it's a little bit of money. It's not much. So we'll take 30,000 divided into 61.45. So almost 500. So I was right. It's $488. So that's what they live on. But again, they live very minimal. I don't know, but I've seen Filipinos that live really comfortable and still live off that type of budget. So, and that's a family of 5, that lives off of 30,000 pesos. But that's living Filipino, rice and fish, and every minimum stuff, because they eat stuff here that I personally can't eat. Balut, which it stinks so bad. I can't even get past the smell to even try it. So, but just eating a half bird, it's an egg, a duck. I don't know if duck or chicken, and it's almost fully developed inside the egg that they cook a certain way. I can't get through it. I just can't do it. So, and then they got dried fish, and again, me personally, I can't get past the smell. I cannot get past the smell. But the adobo stuff like that is just ridiculously cheap. Like these little stores, this guy, he bought some chicken and he invited me to eat, and he paid 50 pesos for 2 pieces of chicken and some rice, and that's less than $1. So again, if you don't mind, like you can get 9 hot dogs, like loaded, for like 100 pesos, 112 pesos. So those kind of things, if you're into hot dogs and into hamburgers, they got these, like what we like in America, we have Castle burgers. They're little tiny burgers. They have something similar to that, but the meat's different. To me, the meat tastes completely different from the meat in the U.S. I don't know if it's the processing or how they butcher their meat, but the flavor is just completely different. So, and it's really thin, like at Castle Burgers, and they have those that are like 2 or 3 pesos. And if you want to eat those kind of stalls, they're like corporations. You'll see them all over. You can buy a little small hot dog. I mean, a hot dog or a hamburger. Also, let's get on this other thing. I love Cokes. Okay. And I've traveled to Mexico, to Honduras. I've traveled to different areas, and all the Cokes are really good at those places. Unfortunately, coming to the Philippines, Coke is so sweet. Like, it doesn't taste like Coke. It's not that crisp feeling when you drink a nice cold Coke. They have bottle Cokes, and they have like liter bottles, which are pretty cool to buy. I want the bottles, but they charge you for the bottles. They charge you 10 pesos for trying to keep the bottles. It's a deposit, is what they call it, to make sure you get the bottle back. It's funny. But the Cokes taste so different. They're cheap for 60 pesos, which again, your 10 of that goes towards the return of the bottle. You get the 10 pesos back. But it's 50 pesos for the Coke, and which is so crazy cheap. I don't understand. It's Coca-Cola companies charge the American people so much money for their Cokes, but all these other countries, it's 20 pesos, 10 pesos, and it's inflation. They inflate the prices for us crazy. All the same ice creams and Nest stuff that we get, Pepsi, Cokes, Dr. Pepper, all that is sold here, and it's pennies on the dollar compared to the U.S. But here we are spending a crap load of money for a Coke because Coca-Cola's making billions off of us because we're suckers. So the food industry is ridiculous in the U.S. I know a lot of people around here grow their own eggplants and stuff, which is great for them, but the food here is just a lot cheaper. So when you come and you're into food, try a lot of the street food. Make sure you find one that's reputable and has a lot of people around it. If you don't see very many people come within an hour, then it's not a very good place to get it. But grilled, like the grilled pork, they have chicken intestines that they grill. It's so different. Try it out. Just try it. At least once. Even though you don't just close your eyes, your nose, and just try it. But getting back to the rental issues, it's really easy to find places here if you're wanting to stay long term in one area and just branch out. Get you a nice little 1-bedroom, or just rent a room with a CR. It's okay not to have those things. If you're military and you're used to boot camp, you're sharing bunks and stuff with everybody. I'm non-military, I'm a civilian, so I only know from stories from my cousins and them. You're just sharing a room. That's different. Here they have separate rooms, and you want to get one with your own restroom. That way, you don't have to wait for the toilet. And speaking of the toilet, they use Tybos to wipe their own butts, especially in province areas. So you don't have paper, okay? When you poop, you don't have paper. You know, that's the nasty. You're literally using your hands and water and washing your butt with water with your hands. And some places have soap and some places don't. So I always keep a bottle of alcohol on you if you travel, because some places don't have. But now I always carry toilet paper or tissue. Now I ordered these. Again, this is raw uncut. So I ordered these things. This is papers. You open the bottom here, and then you pull out one or two pieces to, you know, do your business with. So be prepared if you come here and you really gotta drop a deuce. And you're looking around, where's the toilet paper? Make sure you come in hands. At least, you know, the little packages of tissues, bring something like that, or a roll of toilet paper squished in your backpack or your luggage. Make sure you carry the toilet paper and some type of soap or hand sanitizer. If you know, especially if you are a clean freak or a germaphobe, you're really not gonna like the Philippines. So, just saying. I'm like, this is the brutal honesty of the Philippines. The places are beautiful. The people are beautiful. They're kind, sweet. Some depends on where you go. I heard a story the other day that a guy got robbed, but the reason why he got robbed is because he was in the bad part of the area when he lived in the good area and he was in the wrong area. So yeah, you know, like everywhere, you know, if you're from a country that has good and bad areas, the Philippines the same way. Stay to the main roads in certain areas you don't know. Like me, I like to travel. I don't care if I'm at night or not. If I get robbed or killed, that's just me. That's what happens. We got to die somehow. I don't want to suffer, but it happens. New Orleans, I've been robbed a couple times. That's okay. Chicago. So Texas, different places. So just when you come here, understand that everything is different. Everything is different. In transportation, you know, when you come in from the airport, don't get on the yellow taxis. Don't get into all these taxis that are around the airport. You'll spend a lot more. Download Grab or something like one of the apps. Go on your phone, buy a SIM card in the airport. Get a local number. If you have an international phone that can call anywhere, then download those apps to be more prepared. Get a little more familiar with what you're going and getting into. Now, there are a lot of, if you're a man and you're coming to the Philippines, there are a lot of helpful females out there, but be careful. They can and will help you get established and get a better understanding of the Philippines because, you know, they get the perks. You know, you're buying their food, you're paying for their place to stay, and they get to travel. A lot of these girls don't move out of their own hometown. So, you know, it's okay. Now, I tell you, don't come here meeting someone. Wait till you get here and then meet them. That way you can meet the family and get to really know who she is. Online, she might be married or already with somebody. Or with someone the whole time you're talking, even online. Oh, that's just my kuya. Kuya could be her boyfriend. So, just be careful. When you come in, talk to people, get familiar with the area, find places online through Facebook. When you get into the area and you change your location from your Facebook page, go ahead and look through there, because you'll find more rental cars, cheaper housing. But be careful of scammers, because there's a lot of that on there too. And I'm just touching bases on several different topics to give you an overall of what you're going to have to look for when you come to the Philippines, in my experience. Luckily, I did know some TikTokers that helped me when I got here, so it made it a lot better. And it's great that you meet people through YouTube or TikTok that have the time and the opportunity to come and meet you. And that's great. If you could contact someone that it's already staying or traveling in that area that you are flying to or coming to, and you get to meet them and let them give you a heads up. Now, there's a lot of scammers even in a foreign country that live here. They'll try to scam me too, especially the ones that use TikTok as their only base of income, or YouTube as the base of income. I ran into one person that takes advantage of people like that. Hey, you coming to the Philippines? I'll take care of you. Well, no, you're taking care of him, because you're gonna have to pay for his room, his food, everything, because he's gonna show you around, but he wants you to take care of him. So just be aware even of that. Those are the untold truths about the Philippines and the types of people you might run in. It's not the locals that would scam you as bad as some of the foreigners, especially those that don't have steady income, that came here with a job that was online but lost it while they were here, so they weren't able to go back home. So their ideas is get on TikTok or YouTube and create a blog to create income. And it's okay for some, because I've met some really great people that do that, or have been doing that, and they're doing really well for themselves. I've found some retirees that do this. So it's each to their own. Just be careful when you come here. And again, if y'all have any questions or you want to know any advice on coming here in the Philippines, I've been told I kind of over explain and I'm over enthusiastic about things, but I'm very compassionate. Very passionate. I'm compassionate, but passionate about the Philippines and the people and being done right. I don't gain nothing from anything. I don't ask for nothing for anyone. I always try to give more than I receive, and it's just my nature. But you come to the Philippines, hey Chris, where you at? I'm right here. I'm here for you. Sorry, my tablet just showed that it's going dead. So at that note, I'm going to cut this video. Until next time, I don't want to say goodbye, but until next time, my next video I shall post.